Hello, SNA assassinators again. Sorry that had to happen. Like I didn't reach my limit and it just went off on me. But no matter, I made a second clip video of AEW Collision tonight. But anyway, as what I was saying, like FTR, yeah, definitely getting the fourth place spot of the best wrestling match of the night. But yeah, let me know in the comment section right down below. But it's where they end up getting attacked by, I believe, was Grizzled Young Veterans. And this is where they then went on the microphone and said, "We are here to stay in AEW." And the only thing that you will remember, we're gonna be doing, remember as the Grizzled Young Veterans. And this way he's like, and they said their catchphrase, "Grit your teeth." And I was like, man, like this AEW is such a dream show that I've been wishing for the last over 5 years before they even existed. Like maybe a little bit, like at second, like when they first started, like I wish that AEW was kind of like this with wrestlers being all on the roster, like that I made like in I guess the fantasy roster, I guess you could say, with all these wrestlers in it. That's my favorites. But yeah. But let me know which one was your favorite AEW wrestlers in the comment section right down below. But yeah. But this is where next up we got Thunder Rosa. Then this is where Thunder Rosa was in a hype video next, and that's what they've been doing like in the whole night. First I think it was the second one because Hikaru Shida wasn't the first one. I was like, I wonder like if it's gonna be one of these two. But then I saw a backstage what's that vignette? Backstage segment between Amanata and Serena Deeb. And I was having second thoughts. I was like, maybe it could be one of these women. Like these are like the dark horse women on the fact that they are the two out of the four women that's going to be competing tonight in this number one contenders match that never held AEW women's gold before. Not even the AEW Women's World Championship. This could be beneficial of having a resume of being the number one contender to face the CEO. Like if they do win tonight, and I thought it could be one of these women, because two of the reasons why I don't think that we could see neither Thunder Rosa or Hikaru Shida is going to be the next challenger for Mercedes' TBS title because. One, for the two reasons, one, because she already faced Hikaru Shida a few weeks ago, a couple weeks before she faced Britt Baker in the episode of AEW Dynamite, and then secondly, it's a little bit too soon for Thunder Rosa to be in the ring with someone like Monet. I think it should be somewhere in a higher a higher level pay-per-view. Don't get me wrong, All Out's one of the biggest pay-per-views next to a Dynamo, a Double or Nothing or All In or Revolution or Full Gear. But I think Full Gear would have been more bigger than AEW All In would have been. And who knows, maybe we could see that happening. Well, I kind of spoiled it right there, but I hate to say this. I think maybe Thunder Rosa should be the woman that dethrones Mercedes Moné for the TBS championship. But let me know down in the comment section right down below, who should be the one to become the next TBS champion. But let's move on. Let's talk about. But let's go and move on to the next slide. Let's talk about. That's where we got Lance Archer was on a beating spree by hitting one of this guys, head in right into the locker with the doors by slamming his head in there. I was like, ow, that's not nothing good to feel. This where he threw this other guy head first right into the other side of the locker. This where he choke slammed this other security guard right onto the to this little cart. This is where then he's looking in the camera. This is where he's I'm gonna do this every night on Collision. I was like, what the hell? Why? What is what's the future of the Murder Hawk Monster here on the Saturday night show? And and when he's going to be actually going to get back in the square circle in an official in-ring competition match? Do you think it'll be somebody that's in the main event scene or somewhere that's in the higher mid-card scene or lower mid-card? What do you think he's going to start off with, like, in this return on AEW television? Let me know about that down below. But let's talk about Top Flight next. Like, and Leo Rush that was coming out with them to take on. Oh no! I think it was them taking on, who was it? They're fighting. It was the I believe the Outrunners and what's their names? And the Iron Savages. That's who it was. And the Iron Savages and Jack Jameson and what's his name? Turbo Floyd of the Outrunners. That's who it was. But yeah, it started off with. Here's where it started off with Floyd. What's his name? Here's where it started off with what's his name? Turbo Floyd and Action Andretti. Like, but Action Andretti was getting kind of too much for him. This is where he tags in what's his name? Who was it? It was Jack Jamison. Yeah, this is where he started flexing his muscles because he just cannot stop doing that. That's where the Action Andretti like, really? Like, you think that's something like you should see me? This is where he said, like, I may be little when it comes to size, but when it comes to my physique, like yeah, you can't stand a chance. But this is where then we got Jack Jameson's like, okay, if that's so, like, how about you challenge me in a hand grabbing contest? This is where he knees him right in the midsection and cheated. He was like yeah, like I thought, like, you're nothing but a little weakling, like you're just trying to impress me, but I'm not so impressed. And this is where then we got Action Dre's like, oh, you're not impressed. Like, I was just warming up. And this is where he hits the drop kick, sending him right to the bottom corner side onto his opponent. This is where he tags in Turbo Floyd. Like, he was like excellent choice. Like, I'm gonna show him like how it's done in the multi-man tag match. But it's where we got the big man that has the TITY City, like, in that's on his TITs, and I regret saying that. This is where then he hits a big shoulder tackle, like if he's AEW's version of Otis. This is where he's like, give me your boy, give me your biggest, baddest boy, and like biggest bad boy, or should I say your littlest boy in this Top Flight alliance. This is where then he Irish whip him right to the bottom corner rope. Leo Rush dodged him into the right, went to the right side, but this is where then he went to the top side, his right. This is where he keep doing it until he gets shoulder tackled by the big man. And this is where then Leo Rush was like, man, this guy is crazy and dangerous. And this is where then he tags in what's name, Turbo Floyd. This is where he was like I'm big man of the group, so I should finish him off. This is where then we got what's his name, the other guy on the Iron Savages was like no, I think I should take care of this little chump. And this is where what's his name, who was it? It was Darius Martin that tags in Leo Rush. He was like, not the little guy anymore. It's like, you're gonna have to face somebody that's your own size, something that you should be doing. This is where he gets he got headlocked by Darius Martin, but this is where he gets Irish to the top corner rope. This is where then and he goes for a leaping dodge right on over the second biggest man of the Iron Savages. This is where we got that Darius Martin tags in Action Andretti without him knowing this. This is where both Andretti and Dante Martin and Leo Rush then go for their triple attack on him with Action Andretti hit a drop kick while Dante Martin and Leo Rush then hits a double shoulder block. This is where they go. This is where we got what's his name, the big man of the Iron Savages, that's the mayor of TITY City, came in. This is where then we got Jack Jameson then tags himself in the match. It's where he hits what's his name, Darius Martin face first right onto the top turnbuckle in the bottom right side. This is where he tags in what's his name in the process. What's his name? Turbo Floyd. Is where he's like, yeah, like that's where he picks him up right on the shoulders. This is where we got this is where Jack Jameson then got jealous of Turbo Floyd of hitting this big powerful power slam that could have put away Darius Martin. This is where he's like, what the hell are you doing? Like, I almost had him. This is where Jack Jameson's like, no, like, I got this right here. Like, I want to do this. This is where we got there's disagreements that got the better of them because this is where we got Darius Martin was taking advantage of this by dodging out of the way of Jack Jamison that was running into his side. He made a huge mistake of just going straight towards him. That's where he goes for a handstand flip, tags in his little brother Dante Martin. This is where he started hitting some clotheslines in the corner. This is where we got what's her name? Layla Gray then start being like a plane crossing guard, I guess you could say, by turning on like the green and red lights on their little stick, like saying, all right, like green for go, like when she was cheering them on, like if she was their personal cheerleader. This is where we got Dante Martin and going for picking up what's his name? Jack Jameson into his shoulders. He starts spinning him around into a fireman's carry. He then has a wrist lock, knee strike right to the face. This is where we got the second biggest guy of the Iron Savages try to go for a clothesline. Dante Martin ducks, super kicks him right in the midsection. This is where he picks him up, put him right in his shoulders. This is where then we got him spinning around. This is where then he go for a super spinneroo, like right onto what's his name, to the second biggest man of the Iron Savages. This is where we got Action Andretti came in. This is where he did a stepping stool drop kick onto the man. This is where we got the big man mayor of TIT TY City, which I'm gonna say for the last time, and I'm sorry I keep bringing that up. But yeah, he gets knee strike right into the face by Dante Martin when he tried to close on him. Then they're trying to go for a fireman's carry, but he gets double elbow strike right into the side of the head. This is where luckily Action Andretti was there to save him before he got superplexed by the big man. But this is where they try to go for double suplex. And this is where they start going for a double axe handle punches right into the mid. This is where all four men of the team top flight of all four of which it was Dante Martin, Darius Martin, Action Andretti, Leo Rush, they pick up the big man and hit a Grand Slam team kind of suplex, which something I haven't seen like no quartet team could ever do in professional wrestling until now. This is where then we got Action Andretti and this is where we got what's his name, Turbo Floyd was like you. If you want to do that to a man, how about I do it to somebody that's double the size, but with the muscle rather than the fat? Like I am the AEW version of the Immortal, if you know what I mean. And that's where they thought that he was referencing that he hates their kind, and I hope I didn't offend nobody by saying that. This is where they try to go for attack, but he started hitting him with a right hand like a certain Immortal that we know from the other company that says, "What you gonna do, brother? I come after you," or something like that. This is where he started hitting some right hands onto the face, first it was Dante Martin, then Action Andretti, then Darius Martin and Leo Rush. This is where he's like, "Yeah, and I'm gonna get you, little man." And this is where he irons him to the right side. This is where he tried to go for a clothesline. This is where he actually hit the right hand to the one of the Iron Savage members. Is where we got Leo Rush. Then springboard kicked him, like going for a back-legged kick right onto him. That's where he flipped right out of the back suplex. This is where we got Leo Rush and pushes Turbo Floyd right onto Jack Jameson. This is where he goes for a suicide dive on the second biggest man of the Iron Savage. This is where then we got that's where Jack James to try to attack clothesline. What's his name? Darius Martin off his apron corner. This is where he then kicks right in the face. This is where he hits the springboard flatliner with Dante Martin going for that high flying plane frog splash maneuver to get the win. Winner of this match, Top Flight, and I want to give a huge, ginormous congratulations for this latest win. This is this was very good as well, and I have to give this the fifth place spot. Yeah, again, that was pretty much that's what I was talking about. Like so many matches that are very entertaining. Like I believe there was like about 7 matches, but 6 out of them were very entertaining. Like I could just go down the list and keep watching them over and over again. Even if I watch it like about 5 billion times, I still won't get tired about watching this. But But this is where we got an interview with Lexi Nair with Queen Amanada. This is where she and also Serena Deeb. And I was like, why would she have both of these women that never held AEW Women's Championship for if they were not going to win? And I thought one of these women could possibly face the CEO. But this is where we got Lexi Nair then interview Amanada first. This is where she was like she tells her that she has such a high stakes of finally getting some women's championship gold here in AEW. And I was like, yeah, absolutely. She totally deserves this. She's totally underrated. She needs to be treated with more, she needs to be treated more of like a valuable figure in the division, because she's possibly a future champion, either whether if it's TBS or women's champion in her own rights. But this is where we got Amanada replied. This is where she was like, I should already been at this match. I was like, yeah, no kidding. It's way past due for that. But finally, Tony Khan is giving what the fans want to see. Even though it's not too bad how Vince McMahon would book her in this situation, but it's still something that Tony Khan should have been looking into of being a future champion by putting her in a number one contenders match and maybe even have her win it. But let's just say, let me be a spoiler here. She did not win, unfortunately. Of course, that's all I'm gonna say. But this is where we got I'm gonna let you know I'm gonna be the underdog favorite, and I'm gonna be scouting on all three of these women that are current legends in the business that's still active. Of course, well, that's because they've been doing this for only a decade. But this is where then we got Serena Deep, and I like what you hear. She's like, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but you want to talk about scouting, bring out the professor if you want to talk about scouting, because nobody is roster that's better than me. And she was like, and I also been in the ring with all three of you before, and I also beat all three of you, from Rosa to you, Amanata. This won't be very hard to do again, but with all three of y'all in the same ring, and every woman for herself for a shot at the second prestigious prize in the women's division in All Elite Wrestling. Well, she didn't say all that, but you get the point where she was referring to. And she was like, but I gotta admit, you are the best up and comers, and in this whole entire roster, I respect that. But you're not ready for the shot. This is where fans start booing her, because she's slowly going to that position if she's not there already. And this is where then she was like, since it's for the TBS championship, but before she can even answer that question, this is where then Serena Deeb was you should be answering that, because you're not going to be winning this number one contender match, and you will not be facing Monet. That would be me. And you should be thinking about it. And this is where she walked right out of it. This is where then Amanada then stared at her, having that second thoughts of doubt. But luckily she did not have any doubt, even though she did not win, like I said, but she did put on an impressive performance, I got to admit, which I'm going to talk about in just a moment right here. But yeah, next up we got what's his name, Kyle Fletcher taking on Tomohiro Ishii. And did I say it 7 matches? I probably meant to say 8 out of eight matches, which 7 out of them were really good, because this also was really good. This definitely deserves the 7th place spot of the best match of the night. It's just that we got so many other matches that were on the list of great matches of the night, I guess you could say, which the main event definitely is going to walk home with the trophy of the best match. But this is where we got the Japanese bull pit bull take on the Aussie friend, Aussie, not just the Aussie, but the former United Empire teammate of Will Ospreay. This is where we got Tomohiro Ishii. Then it was I believe was 2nd place, with Dax Harwood still being number 1, despite him doing more, but it was as brutal and loud how the Axe was doing it. This is where he sent right in the upper left side, and then the Irish whipped him diagonally in the bottom right side. Then he tried to go for a running splash onto the onto Kyle, but this is where Kyle countered at him, hits him with a body slam. This is where the and it, and it, and that's where they start something. Like it sounded like in a totally different language, but this is where we got Nigel McGuinness then asked Don Callis, what are they saying? This is where Don Callis then by shrugging him off by saying like I don't know, like it's probably something ignorant. And this is where then we got Kyle Fletcher then went up right over the top in the upper bottom left side. This is where he hits him with right hands repeatedly right onto Tomohiro Ishii repeatedly until Tomohiro Ishii flips him right over to the left side. This is where he tried to collect the former Ring of Honor TV champion. This is where he tried to hit a draping maneuver, like if he was his own version of Randy Orton. But this is where he's like, this is where the referee, convinced him not to do it by pushing back. He's like, you know what, since you're gonna be like this, and it's gonna mess me up, I might as well just go out there and make sure that Kyle Fletcher doesn't hits a countering maneuver that's gonna put my chances in the offense position and winning in jeopardy. This is where then he went right into the left side, onto the left side of the apron. This is where he gets super kicked right into the side of the face. This is where he hits him with a brain buster, which that had me shocked. Like, dang, even though Tomohiro Ishii is very tough, yeah, that's why they call him the Bulldog for, but yeah, dang, even for a tough guy, that's very painful in some capacity. I was like, dang, ow. And I was, my mouth was dropped like somebody that I'm not going to mention right now if I haven't already mentioned him. But yeah, that's where then we got, both men were down until we got Kyle Fletcher managed to get back up, try to throw Tomohiro then back in the ring. This is where then Kyle Fletcher then try to do everything he can to keep him down. This is where we got hitting his maneuvers is where he started taunting with the fans, still being like a tweener heel, despite him acting like a face before, including with that short program with MJF for the sake of his friend Will Ospreay, because he's a full-edged baby face. But yeah, Kyle Fletcher is still technically a heel because of on the fact that he's teaming with Don Callis, but this is where he started to taunt Tomohiro Ishii by kicking him right into the midsection and the chest and the shoulders. Like, all right, I already gave you a couple of free kicks, and I'm gonna let it slide, but not this time. After that, and this is where then he hits him with a big forearm right to the face right after he tried to hit some slaps and elbow strikes, but it didn't seem like it phased him at all. So yeah, this is where he clocked him with a forearm. This is where we got Tomohiro Ishii was like, ow, that was very painful. This is where we got Tomohiro then grab Kyle Fletcher, Irish whip in the bottom left side. This is where he tried to go for a clothesline, but this is where he gets kicked right in the face. But this is where Tomohiro then go for a clothesline. This is where he's like, still, anyways, after getting hit in the head, is where he was very confused on where he was at. This is where he didn't try to go for a suplex. This is where then that's where he was successful to hit a vertical suplex. I guess that was kind of revenge for Kyle Fletcher doing that onto the apron. Maybe so. I'm not sure if that's the case, but it's where we got Tomohiro Ishii then counter out of Kyle's head block. This is where he hit the spinning back suplex. This is where Stephon Smith then counted the one, counted the two, but this is where Kyle Fletcher kicks out of it. This is where he confirmed that is a two to Tomohiro. This is where we got that's where they tried to go for a pile driver, but this is where we got this is where Kyle Fletcher was trying to flip right out of it, but this is where Tomohiro Ishii is like you cannot try to counter for long. This is where he hits a right hand right into the face. This is where then he tried to close on him on the outside, but he gets back-legged kick or running knee right into the face. This is where he runs right to the left side, then went to the right, then going for a suicide dive, elbow strike right into the face of what's his name, Tomohiro. This is where then he starts screaming, yeah, like Ozzy, and then this is where then Kyle Fletcher then got back here. This is where he tried to be like an Australian version of his of his friend Will Ospreay. This is where he tried to go for a discus elbow, but this is where Tomohiro Ishii then spin around and hit a discus clothesline right on the Kyle Fletcher. This is where he goes for a pop-up Hurricane Rana, but he gets caught by Kyle Fletcher. I was like, how did he caught him like that? With him when Tomohiro Ishii been trying to hit that maneuver, and then and I was like, and also like, how did Ishii even try to go for a pop-up Hurricane Rana like that? Like, dang, like I never expect him to hit that kind of maneuver in my entire existence watching AEW TV. And this is where then we got Kyle Fletcher was like, dang, like that was not easy, right? That was completely painful to do. This is where both men were down to the ground. This is where they started going for like a head right into each other. Like the fans started cheering for Tomohiro while the other half were booing, and then they did the same with Kyle Fletcher. But this is where he hits a running brutal clothesline that looked exactly like a clothesline from hell when he came right to the bottom corner rope. This is where he tried to go for a pin. He nearly got a 3, but this is where I believe Stephon Smith actually hit the mat, but Kyle Fletcher still kicked out before it was even 3. But it was technically still a 2.99999999999. Double triple nine minus 0 point away from being 3. But this is where we got him trying to go for a suplex. But this is where we got Kyle Fletcher flip right out of it, push him right to the bottom corner of ropes when he was in the back belly maneuver. This is where he got him in the wheelbarrow like pinfall. But this is where he picks him right up. This is where he tried to go for a tombstone pile driver. But this is where he was like, forget it, right after. Tell me how easy can I kill it? Almost trying to get snake eyed by the Aussie King, I guess you could call him. This is where then he picks up what's his name? Tomohiro Ishii. This is where then he go put his legs right up on the ropes. Like this is where he'd been trying to go for like some kind of like power slam, avalanche power slam, actually. But this is where then we got Tomohiro Ishii then start fighting him off, start headbutting him right into the head. This is where the Tomohiro Ishii had a pop-up breaker. I was like, damn, and my mouth was wide, damn near to the ground. I was like, he did not just hit a Hurricane Rana like that. And I was like, exactly like the person I'm always keep referencing. Like, this was so shocking. Like, I would never thought that Tomohiro Ishii would hit a move like this, let alone be so athletic like that. Like, if he's a cruiserweight. This is where then Tomohiro Ishii then hit a snapmare clothesline when he went right to the left side with Kyle Fletcher sitting there. He nearly got a 3 again, but Kyle Fletcher still kicked out at the final second, which we got Don Callis was breathing a sigh of relief because he nearly had a heart attack that Kyle Fletcher almost lost right there. Kyle Fletcher then hit another brain buster. I believe this was a double whammy right here. Like this is where he didn't try to go for a pin. And this is where he gets almost a 3, but this is where it was like the same what Tomohiro Ishii did to Kyle Fletcher. Like when he went for a pin, like with the referee was so near for a 3, like put his hand on the mat, but he did not count the 3, so that still kick out at 2.999. This is where we got what's his name? Tomohiro didn't try to go for a suplex on the Kyle, but this is where then Kyle then flip out of it, hits a forearm strike. This is where it's a super kick right to the head onto Tomohiro Ishii. This is where he hits the super kick right to the left side of his jaw. That's where he goes to the top corner rope. This is where Tomohiro Ishii didn't try to go for a clothesline, but he ends up getting hit with a clothesline instead. This is where Tomohiro Ishii did not let that phase him. He was like what you just did to me? Like, you think that's going to put me away? This is where he just tried to run up to him, but he did not know what to hit him. That was a huge, ginormous mistake from the Japanese Bulldog, and he gets flipped right over into the Tombstone Power Slam. This is where then he gets almost a 3, but Ishii still kicked out at the last. It was like a 9999999 2.9999999 kind of fest like they were doing right here, with who could do kick out at 2.999 more than the other. This is where we got Kyle Fletcher to try to put him away with the I'll say the Clash driver that looked like the 91 Tiger Driver, or Tiger Driver 91. That's what it's called, Tiger Driver 91. But except without him doing the double underhooks on his arm. This is where then we got Kyle Fletcher go for a pin. He gets the 1, 2, 3 then, and he finally got the win, and he won this not only the match but also 2.9999999 double triple nine minus 0 point away from being 3 award, I guess you could say. But But yeah, this is where Don Callis did a little celebration with him. This is where he got into the ring. This is where we got the next match was about to be ahead. This is where it was Buddy Matthews versus Commander with a K. This is where we got Bryan Danielson from this past Wednesday announcing that he's not going to be retiring just yet and going to his family. He's going to keep fighting until he's no longer the AEW World Champion, and he was wondering who's going to be his next challenger for AEW All Out, which was none other than the current TBS champion, the scapegoat that loved crying people rivers himself, Jack Perry. Yeah, again, like I said, like billions of times. Do you think it'll be the scapegoat that's gonna win, or do you think that's the American Dragon that's gonna win? Let me know down in the comment section right down below. But let's move on to the next slide. Let's talk about a backstage interview with Lexi Nair asking the question like who's going to be he and Claudio and Willer's next challengers for their AEW Trios belts that they won last Sunday at All In. I was about to say All Out, but I meant to say All In, of course. But this is where the Pac did turn around. He was like, and this where the Pac was like for your information, I am done waiting. Like it. And he was like, if I had my way, like I would be doing this tonight. Like whoever wants a challenge for me and Claudio and Yuta, I accept. I would be defending these titles on my own, even without those guys. And he was like, and then some contractual obligations, like so. How about this? Like you get. You get. And this is where then he challenges, I believe, was who was it? Kyle O'Reilly, Orange Cassidy, and I believe Will Ospreay. That was said by Pac. This is where he was like, yeah, like how about you you and you guys like go paired up like while I get my partners ready as well, and we can have this trios tag team match for the trios championship this Wednesday on Dynamite. And I was like, yep, like this is very exciting, like. And this is not the only championship match that's been announced from tonight's collision that's going to be on AEW Dynamite, because we also heard on the vignette video with Nyla Rose challenging the AEW Women's Champion, Mariah May, for her AEW Women's Championship. And do you think she's going to be successful beating the former protege of the Timeless One? Or do you think the glamour Mariah May is going to retain and she's going to continue her continue it by fighting whoever wants a shot at her women's gold? Let me know down in the comments below about that alone. But Pac was like, yeah, how about we do this Wednesday on Dynamite? He's like, and he was like, how about you you see what's coming, and it'll be 1 week from tonight, all out. And this is where then Colorado Colorado was on the phone with somebody, which it was Will Ospreay. He was like yeah, some kind of a taste like right here. I'm like, that's a Will Ospreay. I mean, Mark Briscoe, of course, is where Colorado was like, we was on the phone with Mark Briscoe. I don't know where I got Will Ospreay from, but this is where he whispered to Lexi Nair's Mark Briscoe. He's like, yeah, he's talking about he's going to do an open challenge this Wednesday. Here's where he's like, how about he's saying that it'll be me, Orange Cassidy, and Will Ospreay will be his next challengers for the AEW Trios Championship, between him, Claudio, and Wheeler. And he's like, and if you want to talk to Pac himself, you can, he's right beside me. You want to talk to him? This is where Mark Briscoe's like, yeah, I would love to talk to him. This is where Kyle O'Reilly's like, it's just for you, bastard. This is where Kyle O'Reilly just slapped the phone, if he he really is his nickname. This is where he's like, hey, you, and he's like, and you, you're the reason why I never enjoyed my reign as international championship in the first place, and I still don't appreciate you taking it. I don't appreciate you doing that. And as a matter of fact, I was that championship while I was this championship the first time around, when I was teaming with those other guys that could possibly go into the other company. This is where Orange Cassidy did answer back by grabbing onto Kyle's cell phone. He was like, okay, if you didn't call, you should have just said no thank you. You don't have to be so rude. This is where he gave him the stare. This is where Pac was like, oh, whatever. I was going to see you in the next 4 days, I believe. And do you think is going to win this match? Do you think? Do you think they're gonna become? There's gonna be some new trios championships, or do you think that Pac, Claudio, and Willa Yuta are gonna retain? Let me know in the comments down below. But let's move on to Buddy Matthews, which he took on Commander with a K. This was a total banger, sixth place spot of the match of the night. This is where we got them playing a game of what's that? Who could do the wrist lock better? This is where Commander with a K was showing that he could do it better than the House of Black member until we got Buddy Matthews got tired of him wrist twisting his arm. This is where he then hit him with an arm drag slam. This is where then he kicks him right in the gut. This is where Buddy Matthews like, oh please, like you think you're really gonna pull that trick on me? Like, nice try. This is where I try to go for a headlock. This is where we got Commander with a K, then punch him right in the midsection. I was moving to the right side, but he gets end up with a shoulder tackle by the House of Black member. This is where we got Buddy Matthews like, oh, like I thought I would never got a chance to do that. Like that was blessing. This is where he looked right into the sky. I was like, I thought you were not that much of a worshiper in that spiritual being. Like just saying, like I'm saying in kayfabe perspective, not reality. But yeah, I'm not trying to be like what's that judgmental. Just saying, like looking at it realistically in kayfabe, of course. But this is where we got Commander K got back in the ring. This is where it goes for springboard flip, front flip, and this is where he arm drags. Arm drags. What's his name? Buddy Matthews right to the other side. This is where he ducks out of a clothesline with Commander K springboard right to the top rope. Crossbody, baby. This is where he picks you right up. This is where he goes for like a pop up like power bomb right into the left side, but he getting hit with a Hurricane Rana right to the outside and the left side. This is where we got. This is where we got Commander with a K going for a springboard into a drop kick. This is where then we got. This is where then we got Commander with a K when we went to the right side of the road. Hit the suicide dive right onto or suicida actually right on the Buddy Matthews. He hits him with a brain buster right into the head. Like, oh my god, that was worse than what Kyle Fletcher did to Tomohiro Ishii when he did it to that side's apron. This is where then Buddy Matthews got the advantage. Like once he got him back in the ring, is where he started toying with him a little bit and punishing him with hits after hits after hit, whether it's punches, knees, kicks, chops, until he got him in the ringside area. He hit the chop, which probably earned him the number 5 spot on Gunther's Envy list. This is where the Buddy Matthews then try to grab him right. This is where the Buddy Matthews was right into the left side ropes. This is where he gets pump kick right to the face out of reversal by Commander with a K. This is where he springboard right to the left side, hit the side of Hurricane Rana. Anyway, he proving other victims that you can spell Commander with a K and only with one M in the name. This is where both men were right into the right on the mat, flat, right to the ground. That's where we got. Then we got Buddy Matthews that hit a European uppercut after getting kicked right into the knees and a drop kick maneuver by Commander. This is where then we got Buddy Matthews. Then was grabbing his leg. This is where he tried to readjust it at things. This is where we got. This is where he tried to grab on Commander with a K, but he hits him with a jawbreaker. This is where then he started go. This is where he started going for kicks right, left, left onto the side of the leg. This is where it's a forearm strike right to the face. This is where he tried to go for right hand, but this is where Buddy Matthews blocked it. Kick a spin right kick, right to the ribs. This is where then we got. And our Buddy Matthews then going for a boot right to the face, but he gets dodged. He gets super kicked right to the face. This is where we got Commander with a K had a step up into the Giri. This is where they go to the left side. This is where he goes for a flying head scissor DDT. But this is where Buddy Matthews tried to counter, try to go for suplex. But this is where Commander countered, flip right behind him. This is where then he goes for like I believe a poison Rana by hitting him, bouncing his head right into the canvas, send him right to the left side. This is where we got Commander with a K. He's like, yeah, like back in the game. This is where then. In other words, like this is my moment now. This is where then he's like, I'm not gonna waste any time of this. Where he hits a successful suicida, like it says on page 4003. If it doesn't work the first time, it's gonna be a guaranteed the second time. This is where then we got Buddy Matthews then throw. This is where throw Buddy Matthews right back in the ring. This is where we got what's the name? Commander with a K then got him back in the ring. This is where then. This is where he goes for a springboard right to the right side, go for a moonsault. This is where Buddy Matthews caught him right to his shoulders. This is where he spin him around. This is where he hits him with this like trying to hit this like power torturing F10 like maneuver, but he end up get countered by Commander with a surfboard DDT. A tornado surfboard DDT, I should say. This is where he tried to go for a pin, but Buddy Matthews still kicks out at the last second of 2.7. Well, I'll say not the very last, but like almost near, like just a couple inches away. This is where we got this is where Commander with a K then put Commander with a camera, triple right over. This is where he tried to go for an avalanche super kick. This is where Commander somehow slides right underneath him, right between his legs. But he end up getting super kicked right to the face of right on the bottom right corner side. But that's where he goes. That's where we got Commander hitting a leg swinging kick right onto the legs of Buddy. This is where he hits face first right into the turnbuckle. This is where we got Commander to go for a springboard right off the bottom right side, but he end up with a pump knee strike right into the face. It looked like his version of the V trigger. Buddy Matthews hits him with the Matthew Law. This is where he gets the 1, 2, 3 winner of this match, Buddy Matthews. And this is where Brody King that came out there to celebrate with his House of Black brethren. This is where that's where we got the MXM was riding on the Titantron saying like, boys, like, yeah, we're talking about you. Like, this is where they did their slide pose, like if they're like male models version of Joe Hendry, like that. Yeah, like that. This is where they did that pose. This is where they did their hand pose. This is where we got Mason Madden like started off saying like congratulations on your win tonight. Like you little bourbon bastard, and he was like enjoy your win for now, and this is where this is where Mansoor continues yeah, because next week like it's gonna be Fashion Week, like, and then because the MXM Collection Club are gonna make it's gonna be making a major fashion statement on you guys, like, and this is where Mason Madden was like, and what better way to do that is for you two and the House of Black, like. Of the House of Black and Blue, like, and y'all gonna start being called that as soon as we get through with you in our match. And this is where we got Mansoor. It was like, yeah, like, because like next week we will be facing you guys. Is where we got Mason was like yeah, that wouldn't that be embarrassing, Mons? And this is where Mansoor continued by saying like, yeah, we're gonna take these creepy, spooky dip sugar honey iced teas back to hell where you belong, where you worship Satan at. And I was like, man, that's a very bold and tough statement to make. Like two guys that are very dominant in the tag team and the trios division. So I would not be sure like if you should confidently make that statement unless you're actually gonna back up your word and get the job done, fully done. And it's like, yeah, like we're gonna send them back where they belong, like other old trends, like slap bracelets and Boston tips. Who's like it is where Monster was like, yeah, like that, and that just flaw my tip right there. And this is where they did a fingertip, and this is where Mason finished off by saying like, you boys better get ready to get House of Black. Because this is where then Mansoor then finish the statement by saying like, because next week on Fashion Week, like it's gonna be our week that we made famous. Like we're gonna be putting out the gauntlet. Like it's gonna be MXM Collection taking on the House of Black. And it's where they're like, it is gonna be Friday Night Fashion Week. It is gonna be Friday Night Fashion Fight, which is FNFF. Yeah, triple Fs, I should say. But it's where they slid down like if they went into a floor elevator. Just where Buddy Matthews got a microphone. He did not know what to say in response, but this is where he finally found one. This is where he's like,